Businesses destroyed and damaged during the unrest. Pastor Mark Burns says this anger is misguided and misdirected. Pastor, thanks for joining us.
So good to be with you.
Yeah, we've seen this over and over again. And I mean, it's happened. You go all the way back to the 60s, and we saw the annihilation in Newark and Watts, and we also saw the lingering economic damage of it all. But this is the playbook, and it always plays out this way.
It does. I mean, it's very sad. Again, I'm calling it once again an American tragedy that has taken place in our communities across this country. This has to stop. It has to stop. And I'm calling on the leaders, the elders of the Milwaukee communities to rise up together, blacks and whites, hand in hand, to raise up and say, we will no longer allow this to take place. Similar to what took place in Baltimore when Freddie Gray case was taking place, and the black men bonded together to protect the stores and to protect the businesses, that they won't allow them to cross that line. I think that's what should be taking place right there in Milwaukee. I mean, you have people who have lived there for their entire life. Like I think the U.S. Today reported a gentleman by the name of Mark Hale, who's 52, been there his whole life, said that he is contributing the fires, the rioting to a lot of idiots. I'm quoting Mark Hale, a lot of idiots who don't have jobs and don't want jobs, and this is what they're doing to their own communities, right, destroying their own homes, their own areas of life, but yet they're mad at the government for not coming in there and changing and making it better when they are they're the hands, sure, that's causing the destruction.
Pastor Burns, I want you to listen to what Milwaukee Sheriff David Clark said reacting to all of this. He was on Varney just moments ago. Let's take a listen.
The economic state of Milwaukee today wasn't like this when I was growing up as a kid here. There were plenty of opportunities. The schools were good. People were employed. This happened over time under their watch, pushing the growth of the welfare state. And now in Milwaukee, we have a growing underclass. And what you saw this weekend were those underclass behaviors on display.
Pastor Burns, what do you make of that?
I 100% agree with Chef Clark. Again, this is what the Democratic Party has been pushing onto the urban community. They've been pushing social welfare programs, getting more and more and more free things. While they're receiving free social programs, welfare, they are putting them in chains, locking them up, where they're missing out on the opportunities to make them better. So this is what, and I don't want to bring this, I don't want to politicize this, because, you know, Seville K. Smith, a 23-year-old black man, is dead, but he was shot by, to my understanding, a black officer. So this has nothing to do with blacks versus white. This has everything to do with the economic, the economic displacement of the disenfranchised in the urban communities, which Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party will continue to push down the mouths of black people in this country. And you're going to have more and more and more of things like this that take place, because black people are not progressing academically and economically. We're suffering. And we even put a black face on the Democratic Party, and yet the system is still against urban people in the community. So what you're seeing take place in Milwaukee is a product of what President Obama and the Democratic Party are consistently pushing on black communities across this country.
Yeah, you know, I just, you wonder, though, when we'll get the sort of general epiphany. Pastor Burns, thank you very, very much. Appreciate it.